Idioms, those expressions that bring your English to life, are not all of the same value to you. In fact, some, like using "it's raining cats and dogs," will make you sound like an absolute beginner at English because native speakers just don't use it. Or maybe they did 50 years ago. That's why in today's British English lesson, 35 Epic Everyday Idioms, you're going to learn the best and most used ones. And these will really take your English skills to the next level by making you sound like you were born in England. This is how it works. First, you'll learn the idiom and learn its meaning. Then you get to see it being used in a natural everyday situation by native English speakers. Next, you'll get tips on how to pronounce it fluently. And finally, you'll practice using it yourself. Stick around until the end of the video to test yourself with a quiz based on what you've learned. As always, there's a full guide to all of these idioms that you can download for free, and there's a link in the description. But if you've already shared your email address with us, then this will already be in your inbox. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Our first English idiom is thrilled to bits, and this means that you're really excited, like this. So you're pleased about getting your new job?
I wasn't just pleased, I was thrilled to bits.
To pronounce this like a native speaker, first change the vowel sound in to a schwa, so it becomes t. Then, because the final D in thrilled is pronounced with the same mouth action as the t in t, it's dropped. In other words, you don't say it. So slowly, it's thrill to bits. And at normal speed, thrill to bits. You try. Now answer this. You got that promotion. How did you feel? Our next idiom is take a leaf out of someone's book. It means to follow someone's good example. Just like this. I really admire how tidy my sister's house is.
We should take a leaf out of her book.
To say this in a fast, natural way, first change the vowel sound a to the schwa sound, the little sound. Then move the k at the end of take to the front of it. So it becomes take. And at normal speed, taker. You try. Taker. You can also join the leaf and out by moving the F to the front of out. And we do this type of linking all the time in English when a word ends in a consonant sound and the next word begins with a vowel sound. So leaf out becomes leaf out. Leaf out. And the whole thing is take a leaf out of someone's book. Take a leaf out of someone's book. You try. Now answer this. I wish I could lose weight. The next English idiom we're going to look at is out of sorts. This means feeling a little unwell or not quite yourself. You use it like this. You look a little strange today. Are you okay?
Not really, I'm feeling out of sorts.
Let's pronounce this correctly by changing the of to of. Make sure you get a good V sound by gently placing your top teeth onto your bottom lip. Of. You try. Of. Next, join it to out by moving the T over to the front of it. So slowly it's out of sorts. And at normal speed, out of sorts. You try. Out of sorts. Now use it to answer this. Why are you in such a bad mood? Next is just what the doctor ordered, and this means exactly what is needed. Like this. A cup of tea is just what we need after such a horrible day.
Yes, it's just what the doctor ordered.
In British English, the letter R is only really pronounced as an R sound if it's followed by a vowel. So the word doctor on its own is not doctor, but doctor. However, in this idiom, we're going to join the words doctor and ordered together. And by moving the R over to the front of the O, which is a vowel sound, we now have to pronounce the R like this. Doctor ordered. And at normal speed, doctor ordered. Push your lips forward to make that British R sound. Doctor ordered. Now use just what the doctor ordered. After such a horrible year, I bet you were glad to go on holiday. The next idiom is dirty looks. This means looking at someone in a way that lets them know you don't like them. It's used like this. Why did he give you such a dirty look?
I never said thank you when he opened the door.
Here, the R in dirty is not pronounced. It just becomes the sound. Like this. Dirty. You try. Dirty. So the whole thing is dirty looks. Now use dirty looks to complete this conversation. I can't believe we're going to be late again. Next up is worth a shot. It means that something is worth trying. Even if you're not sure that the whole thing will work out, it's worth giving a go. I'm not sure if sending this will work.
Well, it's worth a shot.
Here, to sound like a native speaker, simply change the A to a schwa and move the th sound from worth to the front of it. So slowly it's worth. And at normal speed, worth a shot. You try. Worth a shot. Now use it here. Do you think I should try this new recipe? Our next idiom is out of my league. This is used when something or someone is too good or skilled or attractive compared to you. Hey, did you ever go out with that movie star?
No, he was definitely out of my league.
In the middle of this idiom, we have out and of. And we can join these two words together by changing of to of and moving the t sound from the end of out to the front of it. So it becomes out of. You try. Out of my league. Now use out of my league here. Why did you come last? Next we have axe to grind. This means you have a personal motive or a grievance. You've got some problem that's really built up in your head. You've got an axe to grind. Use it like this. It seems that he's against anything that you try to do.
I suspect he has an axe to grind with me.
There are two ways to pronounce X in English, and here in axe, just say it like it's spelt KS. So it's axe. You try, axe. So the whole thing is, have an axe to grind. You try. Now use have an axe to grind to answer this. Why don't you like the new manager? Our next idiom is take the biscuit. It's used when something is unbelievable and annoying, especially when it's silly as well. Sorry I was late, but my dog ate my car keys.
I've heard some excuses, but that really takes the biscuit.
The only difficult part of this idiom to pronounce is the word biscuit, and that's because of the U. So simply pretend it isn't there. It's not biscuit. It's just biscuit. You try biscuit. Now use it here. What do you think of the new building? Next we have show someone the ropes, and this means to teach someone how to do a job or a task. Welcome to the firm. Do you need any help to get started?
If someone could just show me the ropes, that would be great.
To say this like a native British speaker, make sure you change the E in the to the schwa sound, so it becomes the, and use a full R sound for ropes, because it's followed by a vowel sound. Really push your lips forward. Ropes. You try. Ropes. Now reply to this. I'm struggling with this new software. Our next idiom is a great one. It's drive me round the bend. It means to make someone extremely frustrated or annoyed, like this. This constant noise is driving me round the bend.
Me too.
To say this quickly and naturally, you can do what native speakers do when you have a D that has a consonant sound in the front of it and another consonant after it, like here. When that happens, just don't pronounce that D at all. So round the bend becomes round the bend, and at normal speed, round the bend. You try. Now use it here. What do you think of our new clock? Next we have the writing is on the wall. This means that there are clear signs that something bad is about to happen. I think with all these price increases, People are going to struggle to pay the bills.
I agree. The writing is on the wall.
To say this naturally, first you contract the writing and the is together. In other words, squash them. So writing is becomes writings. Now blend this into the word on so that it sounds like this. Writings on. Writings on. You try. Now use writings on the wall. Do you think soon everyone will have to buy electric cars? Our next idiom is down in the dumps. This means feeling sad or depressed. How's your dad since he lost his job?
He's been feeling down in the dumps.
Here, join down and in together, like this. So slowly it's down in. And at normal speed, down in. Down in the dumps. You try. Now use down in the dumps. Cheer up, it's your birthday. Next we have out of the picture. This means not being involved at all in something, like this. I haven't seen your daughter's boyfriend recently.
They aren't together anymore. He's out of the picture.
You will have noticed that out of appears in lots of these idioms. And just like you've already learned, change the of to of using the schwa and move the t sound to the front of it. So out of the picture becomes out of the picture. You try. Out of the picture. Practice using out of the picture. Who do you think will win the cup? Our next idiom is smells fishy. This means something seems suspicious or not quite right. Like this. They've just offered me a ticket at half the usual price.
That definitely smells fishy.
When the S sound is at the start or the end of a word in English, it can usually be blended in. So in this case, blend the it with the smells and the smells with the fishy. Like this. It smells fishy. Can you hear how there isn't a gap between them? You try. It smells fishy. Now use it here. Have you read the contract? Next is get to grips with. This means to begin to understand or deal with something. Did you ever learn to play the guitar?
No, I couldn't ever get to grips with it.
Just like the last idiom, it smells fishy. Here you can use the S sound at the end of grips to blend it into the next word. Like this. Get to grips with. You try. Get to grips with. Now use get to grips with to answer this. How are you dealing with your noisy neighbours? Our next idiom is get on my nerves. It means to irritate or annoy someone. Like this. I hate that our internet keeps cutting out.
It really gets on my nerves as well.
To say this in a fast, natural way, join the consonant sound at the end of get to the vowel sound O at the front of on. So it's not get on, it's get on. Get on my nerves. You try. Get on my nerves. Use get on my nerves now. Are you okay with me always coming home late? Next we have take the high road. This means to act in a proper, calm and correct way, even when others don't. Like this. After he insulted you, did you hit him?
No, I decided to take the high road.
To say this naturally, make sure you pronounce the high with a British H sound. To do this, simply start saying it as a whisper and then bring your voice in, like this. Hi. Can you hear? I start whispering. Hi. You try. Now use take the high road. She stole a slice of my cake. Our next idiom is not a big deal. This means something is unimportant. It's not worth worrying about. Sorry, I accidentally spilled a little tea.
It's not a big deal.
Like before, we're going to blend the S on the end of it's into the next word. So slowly it sounds like this. It's not. And the whole thing, it's not a big deal. You try. Use it's not a big deal. I'm sorry for forgetting your birthday. Tall order. This means something that is very difficult or challenging to do. We have to finish all these cakes by tomorrow.
Well, that's a really tall order.
Here we can join tall and order together by moving the L sound from the end of tall to the front of the O of order. So it sounds like this, tall order. Also, notice the ER at the end has become the schwa sound. So at normal speed, a tall order. You try. Now use it here. I'm not sure we can save enough money for a new car and a holiday this year. Our next idiom is get the wrong end of the stick. And this means to completely misunderstand something. I thought the meeting was at 8 a.m, not 8 p.m.
You really got the wrong end of the stick.
The letter W in front of an R in English is always silent. But here, the R in wrong is followed by a vowel sound. So that means we have to pronounce it correctly with our lips forward. It's wrong. Then change the of to a schwa sound and move the D from end to the front of it. So end of becomes end of, end of. The whole thing, wrong end of the stick. You try. Now it's your turn. I think my teacher loves me. Next we have long in the tooth. And this English idiom means to be old. This car is lovely, but it's very old.
Yes, it is long in the tooth.
To pronounce the L at the start of long, don't put your tongue all the way to the very top of your mouth. It's not long. Instead, just stroke it down the back of your top teeth, like this. Long. You try. Long in the tooth. Now use long in the tooth. I really like Tom Cruise movies. Our next idiom is beat a dead horse. This means to continue discussing or trying to change something that's already been decided. Like this. We've already made the decision. There's no need to discuss it any further.
Yes, let's not beat a dead horse.
For beat a dead horse, make sure that you change the a to the schwa sound and join it to beat by moving the t to the front of it. So it becomes be-t. And also get a good H sound like we did before by saying horse with a whisper at the start. Like this, horse. You try. Beat a dead horse. You try. Beat a dead horse. Now use it here. We've argued this point long enough. Next is pick your brains. This means to gather ideas or information from someone else's knowledge.
Having trouble with pronouns.
Feel free to pick my brains. Here, it's really common in fast speech to change the whole of your to simply y. So it becomes pick your brains. And at normal speed, pick your brains. You try. Now use pick your brains here. Why do you look so worried? Our next idiom is out of the question. This means something is not allowed or simply impossible.
Can we leave early today?
I'm sorry, but we're way too busy. That's out of the question. Say this with two schwa sounds, like this, out the question. And at normal speed, out of the question. You try. Now use it here. Is it possible to not go to the meeting? Next is catch someone's eye. This means to attract someone's attention. This coat has really caught my eye.
It certainly stands out.
Blend all of the words together like this. Catch someone's eye. And at normal speed, catch someone's eye. You try. Now it's your turn. Use it here. Can you get the bill? Our next idiom is to be in the same boat. This means to be in the same situation as someone else. I'm really struggling with the price increases.
I know. We're all in the same boat.
Sometimes in fast speech, you don't have to pronounce the T at the end of words, but you always pronounce it when it's the very last T of the sentence. So make sure you say it in this idiom. Repeat after me. In the same boat. Now, I can't feel my feet, they're so cold. Next, we have call it a day. This means to stop working for the day.
Do we have much more to do?
No, I think we've done enough for today.
Okay, let's call it a day.
Changing unimportant vowel sounds to the schwa and linking words together should be becoming natural to you. So here change the a to the schwa and join it by moving the t to the front. Then move the l of call to the front of it. So slowly it's call it a day. And at normal speed, call it a day. You try. Now use it here. I'm so tired from decorating, I'm falling asleep. Our next idiom is under the weather. This means to feel unwell.
What's the matter?
I'm really under the weather. ER at the end of English words are almost always pronounced with a schwa sound, so this is not under the weather, it's under the weather. You try, under the weather. Use it here. Why didn't you go to work today? Next is benefit of the doubt. This means choosing to believe someone's explanation, even without any evidence. I think he's been stealing things from the office.
Well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Use benefit of the doubt here. I'm not entirely convinced by her excuse. Our next idiom is no spring chicken, and obviously this doesn't apply to me because it means someone is no longer young. Use it like this. Ha! You're not as fast as you used to be.
Well, I'm no spring chicken.
None of these words can be joined, so say them separately like this. No spring chicken. You try. Now use this idiom here. Did your dad really say he was retiring next year? Our next idiom is before my time, and it refers to something that happened a long time ago, something that you wouldn't remember. Have you ever seen the movie Jaws?
No, it was before my time.
The R sound in before uses the OR sound, because although it's followed by a vowel, the E, that E is silent and not pronounced. So it's before. Make it quite long. Before my time. You try. Before my time. Now use it here. Do you remember the Beatles pop group? Next we have at the drop of a hat. This means doing something immediately without needing to think about it. Would you leave your job for one that pays more money?
I'd do it at the drop of a hat.
In English, When a T at the end of the word is followed by a T at the start of the next word, like here, to sound fast and natural, don't pronounce the first one. So in this case, it's the T at the end of at. So repeat after me. At the drop of a hat. And at full speed, at the drop of a hat. Use at the drop of a hat here. Would you like to come and visit England? Put your foot in it means to say something embarrassing or inappropriate. I do it all the time.
Yes, you do.
Like this.
You shouldn't have mentioned her ex-husband in front of her.
I know. I really put my foot in it. To say this like a Brit, you can change the T and the Y shown here to make the ch sound. So it goes from put your to put ch. Then squash put it in it all together. So the whole thing is put your foot in it. You try. Put your foot in it. Now use it here. I can't believe you forgot to congratulate the boss on winning. Our next idiom is hands down, and this means something is the best. There is no doubt it's the best. Which restaurant do you think's the best in town?
Hands down, the new Italian place.
Because hands down is not a question, but you're stating a fact, what you believe to be true, make sure your pitch lowers at the end. So it's not hands down, which sounds wrong. Say it confidently like this, hands down. You try, hands down. Now it's time to test yourself with a quick quiz about all the useful idioms that you've just learned. Question 1. Which idiom means to follow someone's good example? Is it pick your brains? Take a leaf out of someone's book? Or show someone the ropes? And the answer is take a leaf out of someone's book. Question 2. Which idiom means exactly what is needed? Is it the writing's on the wall? Just what the doctor ordered? Or call it a day? And the answer is just what the doctor ordered. Question 3. Which idiom means giving someone disapproving looks? Is it A, dirty looks, B, beat a dead horse, or C, get on my nerves? And the answer is dirty looks. You give someone a dirty look. Question 4. Which idiom means worth trying even if you're not sure it'll work? Is it A, a tall order, B, worth a shot, C, get the wrong end of the stick? And the answer is B, worth a shot. Question 5. Which idiom means something or someone is too good or too attractive for you? Is it A, out of my league, B, long in the tooth, or C, before my time? And the answer is A. Out of my league. Now, the hands down best way to improve your English is by listening and taking part in conversations. So check out this playlist. I'll see you next time.